My name's Keith Lafaso. I'm a principal cloud architect at WEI. So I'll be kicking it off initially around WEI, what we have to offer for services, and a little bit about our cloud practice and some of the individuals with the skills across Fortinet and also AWS and other clouds. The cloud focus, if you take a look from left to right, it's migrations, cloud architecture, DevOps, and automation, optimization and management, and application modernization. So the first one is migrations. So we kind of take it out into stages, essentially, since from left, you're just getting started in the cloud. So we'll do assessments, we'll migrate your workload, your infrastructure, your applications, provide best practices and guidance, and assist you on your way to whether you choose Azure, AWS, or GCP. Next one is cloud architecture. So, we'll work on optimizing that solution when you're migrating. So before you actually migrate, we'll make sure you have a proper landing zone. So one of our package offerings we have is around AWS advanced landing zone, and also for Azure and GCP. So you have that foundation set up before you start migrating your workloads over to the cloud. And then the next one is around DevOps and automation. So automation, infrastructure as code, we definitely love to work with that, essentially manual. So I know this Friday, I'll do a shameless plug. I'm doing a workshop around Terraform in AWS. And the importance of DevOps and automation within the cloud. And then after that, once you get your workloads over to AWS or another cloud provider, we look at optimization and management, because there are times when it's different. It's basically an OpEx rather than a CapEx expense. So, some of the time, some folks are shocked around the billing, and, hey, can we minimize the bill and work on some best practices? And the last one is kind of, hey, can we actually take this application that we kind of were running the data center and modernize it? So we have practice around Kubernetes and microservices, and running software kind of as infrastructure as code, but also serverless on that side. I'm going to turn it over to Fortinet to start their section of the presentation. Thank you.
All right. My name is Garrick Chang. I'm Fortinet, been here for 8.5 years now. Today, we're going to be going over, we're doing a fast track workshop. We'll be covering security, visibility, and control of public cloud infrastructure. One of the things that in this workshop, we're going to start. It's going to be probably about 45 minutes of slides, and then we're going to go to a hands-on lab. One of the things that we will be, some of the technologies that we will be using in the lab are AWS and Terraform. So, it's a good way to sort of seeing how Terraform and AWS are interacting before, you get on that call with Keith on Friday. So kind of kicking off, right? Sort of also what Keith was kind of talking about, the digital transformation. Right over the last several years, a lot of organizations have accelerated their digital transformation plans, and particularly going towards the cloud, given the needs to continue to drive business forward while navigating transformational shifts like employees and customers working from home. Right. And so what's interesting is that one survey reported that organizations advance their digital acceleration plans by as much as 6 years. Most organizations have embraced the reality that to achieve their digital acceleration goals today and tomorrow, their applications are going to have to be anywhere that they're needed to be delivered upon their business, to deliver upon their business outcomes. Right? So this means that applications can live anywhere across data centers, multi-cloud, hybrid cloud, and also different compute edges. So in conjunction with Cybersecurity Insiders, Fortinet commissioned the 2023 Cloud Survey Report, which surveyed over 750 cybersecurity professionals to understand the current state of the cloud. I kind of like to highlight some of the parts of this report. it's really no surprise that we work in a sort people that work in the cloud, they're working it's a multi-cloud world, right? Over 40% of organizations are in 3 or more cloud providers, with 69% using at least 2 different cloud providers. AWS and Azure are the leading cloud providers from the survey, while 20% said that they had plans to use GCP or Oracle Cloud going forward. But as organizations are adopting a hybrid and multi-cloud strategy, it leads to additional challenges for their digital acceleration initiatives, right? And so some of the customer challenges that we're seeing, right? So, with this distributed and porous environments results in a significant complexity and risk on top of those that are already being faced by organizations, including the cybersecurity skills and people resource shortage and lack of cohesive converged security solutions. As a result of significant headwinds and barriers to digital acceleration. According to those surveyed in the 2023 Cloud Security Report, lack of staff is the greatest barrier to cloud adoption, right? Finding professionals who have expertise with the different cloud providers and cloud security is a challenge across the industry. Closely tied with this challenge is the lack of security controls, lack of automation, lack of visibility, and of course, meeting compliance requirements, which in a multi-cloud environment is even more burdensome. With limited staff, limited visibility, and growing automation, it's no surprise that misconfiguration of cloud platforms was stated as the leading threat to organizations by respondents. This was followed closely by exfiltration of data, insecure APIs, and unauthorized access. And so it's no surprise that the top customer priorities are preventing cloud misconfiguration, securing major cloud apps already in use, defending against malware, and meeting regulatory compliance. So what's the best approach to meeting these priorities? The majority of those surveyed, that a single cloud security platform that provided centralized control and visibility would help them overcome these key cloud barriers. Moreover, a single integrated platform would help organizations simplify the complexity of hybrid and multi-cloud environments. So what's the solution for this, right? How can Fortinet help organizations overcome these challenges? So first, we deliver a cybersecurity mesh platform that promotes interoperability between distinct security products through the Fortinet security fabric. This reduces complexity while ensuring compliance, as well as providing analytics, intelligence, centralized management, and automation. Secondly, this approach delivers a consistent security for your applications wherever they are, whether they're in a data center, private cloud, or public cloud. Also, it provides a deep integration with cloud native security on all the major cloud providers. It simplifies development and security management. Fortinet puts a lot of effort to ensure our solutions work well with minimal hassle, and our open partner ecosystem enables connections into our partners, into our platform for a variety of other use cases and workflows. Our point number 4 here is that we have flexible consumption model to meet your business needs, whether it's pay-as-you-go or an annual contract. We also have something called FortiFlex, which is based on a points-based consumption system for true flexibility for changing needs, optimizing cloud spend, and meeting cloud commitments. Finally, Fortinet offers cloud consulting and training to help our customers get up and running quickly, and while adhering to cloud security best practices. This is a great resource for companies struggling with limited resources and expertise. So some of the use cases for Fortinet in the cloud, right, are integrated security fabric. It's a broad integrated and automated security mesh platform. Fortinet's cloud security solutions offer organizations centralized visibility and management, automation across all solution points, and intelligence shared for the fastest response to threats. Ultimately, this reduces complexity, solves some of the cloud cybersecurity skills and resources gaps, and also increases overall security effectiveness. And the first use case layer in this building block, right, is securing network traffic and workloads. The FortiGate, our next generation firewall, provides broad protection across cloud infrastructure, securing connectivity and enabling consistent protection to defend against lateral propagation of threats. And the second key use case is protecting web applications and APIs against known and unknown threats, malware, malicious bots with FortiWeb web application firewall. An extended use case, Fortinet also offers products for use cases like cloud native application protection, security posture management, and DevSecOps. But we also partner, we also work with partners that can augment our offerings and connect our customers into existing workflows. With broad coverage of application journey, use cases, and form factor options that allow organizations to deploy Fortinet secure application journey solutions anywhere their applications need to live. Fortinet helps organizations achieve their digital acceleration goals while lowering complexity and risk. And so here we're going to take a deeper look into the technologies that enable this, right? So the first thing is FortiOS and FortiGate, right? Consistency matters in a multi-cloud world. And so regardless of the form factor, if it's hardware or VM, software as a service, all FortiGate next generation firewalls are powered by FortiOS, which is the world's most widely distributed security operating system. This provides for consistent policies and visibility no matter where the application needs to be deployed, which ultimately reduces operational complexities in hybrid multi-cloud environments. The FortiGate firewall inspects and controls ingress and egress network traffic, as well as east-west traffic between the VPCs, virtual private clouds, to protect applications and workloads in the cloud. Additionally, FortiGate firewalls deliver a secure multi-cloud SD-WAN connectivity and can orchestrate between all clouds and hybrid cloud instances, help deliver best application experience possible. For organizations looking to further simplify their cloud operations, or Fortinet CNF is a cloud-native firewall service that allows organizations to offload the management of their cloud network security infrastructure and in turn lower costs. Security teams are then able to focus on things that matter most, configuring policies and securing their cloud networks and applications. Cloud CNF is also powered by FortiOS and offers the same industry-leading network firewall capabilities as a FortiGate hardware appliance and VMs. Fortinet CNF is quick and easy to deploy. Natively integrates into AWS services, including AWS Firewall Manager. It can be deployed along with your FortiGate deployments with FortiManager. And since it is a SaaS offering, there's no infrastructure to manage. You only pay for the services that you're using. Kind of mentioned API protection earlier, right? So FortiWeb is our web application firewall. It protects business critical web applications from attacks that target known and unknown vulnerability. It uses advanced machine learning powered features to improve security, reduce administrative overhead. FortiWeb capabilities include anomaly detection, API discovery and protection, bot mitigation, and advanced threat analytics to identify the most critical threats across all protected applications. And if your website's taking payments, FortiWeb does offer PCI DSS compliance. FortiWeb is available as a hardware application, a virtual appliance, cloud-hosted software as a service, and also a containerized solution. And then for secure SaaS usage, we're part of FortiGate's the FortiGate Next Generation Firewalls Enterprise Protection Bundle is FortiCASB. CASB is a cloud access security broker, and it offers deep integration into the security fabric to provide comprehensive visibility, consolidated usage management, and detailed compliance reporting. FortiCASB provides full support for major SaaS applications and prevents threats by scanning stored files for malware and advanced persistent threats. Also reduces the risk that these files can spread back through the network. It has the ability to manage new user creation and new asset creation and deletions, and trigger event logs inside of FortiCASB. New files are scanned by FortiSandbox to protect from malware propagation. And logs are synchronized with FortiManager and FortiAnalyzer for full visibility. Our cloud-native protection, FortiCMP, is a solution that integrates with cloud service providers' native security services and Fortinet security fabric to help organizations prioritize and manage cloud risks. With context-rich, actionable insights. The huge differentiator, as no other solution is built on security services provided by the major cloud providers. With this approach, FortiCMP is complementing the services and not competing with them. We're not developing new security services to compete with those cloud service providers that the cloud service providers already have. In fact, we want customers to leverage those services, and they're probably more efficient and deeply integrated and built specifically for that cloud. The challenge is that these services generate a large amount of data. It's difficult for security teams to correlate and understand. FortiCMP helps rationalize all the security data, making it easier for security teams to understand where the most critical risks are and what to do to remediate those risks. FortiCMP has native integration with those different CSP security services. Given this, FortiCMP doesn't require special permission to be able to access the security details. As such, FortiCMP enables zero permission security coverage, which essentially removes any integration friction that many organizations experience. With FortiCMP, data security and DSPM capabilities and network detection capabilities support Google Cloud Platform. Additionally, through FortiCMP, vulnerability scanning of containers is also supported through GCP. As we continue to integrate more and more cloud service provider security services, security coverage will continue to expand, providing greater context to manage your cloud risks. FortiCMP also introduces a new patented technology called Resource Risk Insights, or RRIs. RRI will correlate and normalize security information generated by these security services and solutions to provide a normalized risk score. If you think about it another way, RRI adds context to all the security findings that it uses to rank the risk based on the score and to provide actionable insights to security teams to focus on the highest risk resource and to mitigate and address. And so for reduced friction across clouds and simplified operation, cloud native integrations are critical. So for AWS, Fortinet offers SaaS, VM container, and API-based protection that delivers natively integrated security functionality that complements AWS security tools such as GuardDuty and Security Hub. Supporting the broadest set of use cases, Fortinet products offer comprehensive security for AWS workloads, including firewall, security gateway, intrusion prevention, and web application security. The Fortinet Security Fabric provides Azure and Azure and Office 365 users the broadest protection, native integration, and automated management enabling customers with consistent enforcement and visibility across their multi-cloud infrastructure. The Fortinet Security Fabric offers deep multi-layer security protection and operational benefits for securing web applications, mail applications, preventing zero-day threats, and managing global security infrastructure from the cloud. Fortinet Cloud Security for Google Cloud provides consistent best-in-class enterprise security to Google cloud-based environments. The Security Fabric protects business workloads across on-premise, data center, and cloud environments, providing multi-layer security for cloud-based applications. The solution offers network, application, and cloud platform security capabilities provided in a variety of form factors, including VMs, containers, and SaaS delivered protection that natively integrate Fortinet security functionality into Google Cloud. As of 2020, as a 2020 Security Partner of the Year winner, Fortinet has been recognized by Google for creating industry-leading solutions and strong customer experiences with Google Cloud. And with our Fortinet's open fabric ecosystem, there's over 500 technology integrations and threat sharing collaborations, broad range of integrated solutions that are available to enable advanced end-to-end security across cloud environments. Fortinet's technology partners leverage an open architecture, collaborative power, and integration interfaces of the security fabric to add complementary solutions for automation and better protection. And our approach extends the benefit of the security fabric with Fortinet developed fabric connectors, our fabric APIs, and also DevOps tools. One example here is our Fortinet connectors simplify SD-WAN deployments across cloud platforms, right, with FortiGate firewalls. You can orchestrate between all clouds and hybrid cloud instances to help deliver secure SD-WAN connectivity. This diagram shows FortiGates connected into Google Network Connectivity Center, Azure Virtual WAN, and AWS Transit Gateway, simplifying cloud operations and delivering the best application experience as possible. And so we're gonna just do a quick overview of Terraform, something that we'll be using sort of transparently in the lab. But yeah, so Terraform, it was released in 2014. It's one of the leading automation tools for a variety of vendors. And so the purpose of Terraform is to automate the creation, excuse me, and excuse me, automate the creation and maintenance of infrastructure across multiple cloud platforms from one set of scripts written in easy to read language called HashiCorp configuration language. All right, infrastructure is described using high-level configuration syntax. Use single or multiple text files to describe the environment created. and managed by Terraform. Files follow the format of HCL with the language contained in the files. Terraform can plan, apply, and destroy its controlled environments. From provider indicates the vendor in which the script is intended to interact with. Some examples are AWS, GCP, Azure, Google, Oracle Cloud, VMware, vSphere, OpenStack, even FortiOS. The vendor is responsible for development of the provider functionality within the Terraform environment. It must receive validation from HashiCorp before it can be made available to the public. And this includes what resources can be configured. And Terraform is used to create, manage, update infrastructure, such as physical machines, VM, switches, containers, and more. Each provider represents a vendor or product and how Terraform interacts with them. Similar to how FortiOS has dependencies such as objects and policies, Terraform follows the same rules. So Terraform uses dependencies for both building and destroying components of the configuration. And an address object, if an address object is trying to be removed and it's still related to an address object group and firewall policy, that address object will not be able to be destroyed. So when we're creating resources using a Terraform script, we can specify the order in which we're creating, which they're created by referencing each other throughout the script using interpolation syntax. In this example, we see address group 1 object, and it's being referenced by policy in the policy 1 firewall policy. In order to use Terraform correctly to connect to a FortiGate, we must first indicate what provider we are connecting to. For FortiGate, we use FortiOS provider with the attributes of the IP and the token. The token is obtained from the FortiGate's API admin account, which when enabled and configured directly from which is enabled and configured directly from the FortiGate GUI or the CLI. Once a provider has been established, the script can then call resources. In this example, we're configuring a static route. Notice how all the variables correlate directly to variables found in the FortiGate CLI. So the FortiOS provider supports FortiOS versions 6 through 6.0 through 7.4. Right, there's full support for the FortiOS APIs. There's 830 resources and data sources, and there's also generic resources. We also have a FortiManager provider that supports FortiManager 6.0 through 7.0. And it also supports the full FortiManager API with 356 resources. Some more useful information here regarding the FortiOS provider. It can be found on the FNDN website. That's our Fortinet Developer Network. Registration for Fortinet Developer Network is free. It requires 2 Fortinet employees to act as sponsors. So you can reach out to your local account team if you need assistance with sponsorship. There's also GitHub and similar information found on FNDN and HashiCorp's website where we have documentation. For the cloud, we have flexible consumption models. There's bring your own license, right? And that's basically like buying hardware. You spin up the FortiGate, or you spin up the Fortinet product, and then in the cloud, and then you provide a license for it. Through the marketplace, we have 3 different models. Pay as you go. Our partners can provide private offer, and can provide private offers. And then something we talked about a little bit earlier, FortiFlex, and that's basically you're purchasing points, and it allows you to flexibly allows you to deploy Fortinet products, whenever you need to, providing flexibility to elastically scale solutions as needed without extra procurement. And so we'll take a closer look at that here. FortiFlex, a point-based program that offers organizations the flexibility to scale their security solutions and services up and down, as well as in and out, to meet their dynamic deployment demands and evolving requirements. With FortiFlex, organizations only need to pay for what they use each day. Points are consumed and are deducted from their total balance. Additional points can be purchased as needed. And any points that are unused at the end of the subscription can be rolled over to the subsequent year upon renewal, which ensures that organizations can still get value for what they purchased. FortiFlex can be applied to any environment where supported solutions are needed to be deployed, including on-prem, physical, and virtual data centers, cloud, hybrid cloud, and also FortiFlex enables solutions to be dynamically provisioned and decommissioned both manually and automatically through APIs. And then because FortiFlex is a point-based program, organizations eliminate excessive procurement cycles and lead time. Teams no longer need to pre-plan and pre-size their deployment, purchases, and risk underestimating or overestimating their needs. They can draw down on their points balance to deploy exactly what they need rather than go through a procurement process whenever additional solutions and services are needed. And so for organizations that have minimum use commits with their cloud providers, such as the enterprise discount program on AWS or the committed use discounting with Google Cloud, FortiFlex can help draw down portions of those commits when it is obtained through a private offer through the respective AWS and Google Cloud marketplaces. And so Fortinet, we're committed to helping our customers succeed in the cloud journey and can help with professional services and advanced training. We put a lot of effort into building cloud native integrations into many services offered by cloud providers. These integrations simplify deployment and enable additional levels of automation. These integrations with AWS or Google or Azure services can be used to scale up, enforce policies, and also provide centralized visibility. We also have a team of cloud experts that are well-versed in security and multi-cloud environments, and they can help you craft and tailor security programs for your organization. Some of the things that they do here, right? They can do a security posture assessment, help with digital transformation roadmaps, some architecture and design functionality, and also workshops and trainings. Quickly to review here, right? Kind of to bring it all together. Fortinet delivers a consistent security and visibility and management everywhere your applications may be. Through deep integration with cloud providers and ecosystem partners, we simplify the deployment and management of cloud security. And through our flexible procurement programs, we empower our customers to control costs while meeting minimum cloud spend commitments. All right, and so Fortinet is your cloud security partner. Just one final slide here, right? Fortinet is recognized as a leader in secure networking, both in SD-WAN and network firewall. For the purpose of the cloud, right? Those are all the same product. It's all FortiOS, and you can do all that from the same place.